Okay guys, this video I've been made straight after my video on bisexuality. Um, gonna go into, I've actually got a question. A question about not just my own personal sexual orientations, um, but a question of autogynephilia, male heterosexual transgenderism, just in general, and that is autogynephiles. Are we actually heterosexual? Are we actually sexually attracted to females? Or is it that we are just sexually attracted to the idea of ourselves being females? Do we have two different target locations? Do we have, I'm going to explain this a little bit if you don't know. I've explained it in previous videos, but I'm going to explain it again just very quickly. Basically, a target location, an erotic target location. In order for humans to survive, we must have a sexual target. This increases the population, thus increasing the chances of the human race, continuing. It's basic biological science. A human being must have a target location in order to pursue sex and once again increase the population. I'm going to say, for example, a heterosexual male. I am a male myself. A heterosexual male. The target location is a female. Okay, is a female. It is someone in their brain. It is mapped out as someone or something that is outside of themselves. Right? Okay. Now, a autogynephile like myself, a male autogynephile like myself, the erotic target location is actually directed on myself. Myself as a woman. That is what turns me on sexually. Blanchard, going through his theory, he sort of theorized that all the causes of all homosexual sexual transgenderism is from these homosexual autogynephiles. But are we actually heterosexual? Because in order for you to be heterosexual, your target location must be that of something outside of yourself. However, for autogynephilia, it is directed on oneself. So this sort of just goes to show that we're just autogynephiles. Are we actually heterosexual as well? Is it possible for you to have two target locations? Can, for example, me, I am sexually attracted to myself as a woman, but am I also sexually attracted to females, something that is outside of my body? Now, I've tried to sort of focus on this. I've had girlfriends in the past and stuff, and I've always sort of am I actually sexually attracted to you? Or is it just I'm sexually attracted to the thought of being you? What is going on here? Very, very confusing. I think that I would have to really, I'd really have to sort of be in a place mentally where my autogynephilia, my dysphoria is to sort of a minimum, and then I can sort of focus on a woman and actually sort of get some feelings but then this whole thing about when I was younger, my erotic target location was directed on myself, right? Due to an activity that I did, and I was sexually aroused by it, and that's what caused that. That's what triggered that. It's basic science, right? But surely then, if I created that, is it possible for a human being to remap the erotic target location onto that of another person. Is it possible for autogynephiles to be sexually attracted to women? Is it possible? I've done it once. I did it when I was younger. Can this be done again? Well, I somewhat have a reason to believe that it can, because I've heard stories from some guys who they were heterosexuals, and they actually started watching she-male porn out of curiosity, and they thus developed autogynephilia as a result of that. Now, surely these people, they must still have that mapping of a female in their brains, but yet they have also mapped, this target location. They've also mapped it on themselves. So, is there something that us guys can do, as autogynephiles, to sort of remap ourselves to have something outside of our bodies, or is that an impossibility? It poses a really serious question, but it must be possible if these guys who in their 20s, they're watching she-male porn, they then get an erotic target location error, it becomes directed on themselves. Surely there's a way of developing a sexual erotic target location that is outside of one's person. Is it possible? Is it capable of our brains to do that? I really don't know. And will there be any research into this? I really do hope so. Because then autogynephiles, we would simply be able to potentially find a way of actually remapping our brains to focus on that of a woman. I'm not saying this would eradicate autogynephilia, because it wouldn't. I think that's always going to be a part of you, and that's something you have to accept and deal with. But like, as for these guys who were watching she-male porn, I would actually like to speak to some of these guys and ask the question like, when are you still attracted sexually to females, or just yourself? But then surely, if that's the case, then if we managed to map our brains back to having a sexual attraction to that of someone else, then surely that would take away autogynephilia, because your brain would be sort of remapped back onto a female. This is big, guys. Spread the word, share the video, get the question posing, and maybe something can be done. Maybe some experiments, or I don't know if it's possible. I really don't. But maybe this could be a step towards actually curing autogynephilia, and becoming that of a sexually attracted to someone outside of ourselves. Maybe, who knows? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.